My wife refused to spend her birthday with me and went to dinner with a coworker. She thought I was just some naive husband who'd never figure things out. But then our 8-year-old daughter mentioned that Uncle Daniel bought her ice cream, and everything flipped upside down. Not at all how she expected. Folks, drop a comment, where are you from, and how old are you? Curious who's watching. Enjoy the story. My name is Greg Walker, 43. I run my own towing and roadside assistance service, Walker Auto Rescue. Nothing fancy. Cars, cables, mud, overheated engines on the highway. Not luxury, but it puts bread on the table. And my family, at least, that's what I thought back then, was fed and under a roof. It all started on October 15th, Bella's birthday. She was turning 38. Like always, I got up early to surprise her. Nothing extravagant. Brewed her favorite coffee, set a jewelry box with earrings she'd been eyeing on the table, and next to it, a card from our daughter, Chloe. The night before, she'd spent hours drawing hearts, carefully writing "Happy Birthday, Mommy." In that painstaking second-grader handwriting, she'd bounced around the house all evening until I finally tucked her in. The bathroom was dark. No sounds, no running water, no hairdryer, none of her usual morning chaos. Silence. I checked my phone. A text from her, sent at 6:30 a.m. Left early. Work crisis. Love you. Not a word about her birthday. No hint of the evening we'd planned. The message read like a clipboard note from a meeting. But I swallowed the lump in my throat and told myself, work's just hectic. Around noon, while I was hauling a Buick out of a ditch for Jimmy Peterson near State Route 22, I looked, and it was like stepping into a freezer. Dinner with Daniel from the office tonight. My birthday, don't wait up. Love you. I stared at the screen. A minute, maybe longer. Jimmy was outside, cursing about the cold, but I sat in the cab like I'd slipped into another dimension. Daniel. She'd mentioned him before. Great at his job, she'd say, laughing. Relax, Greg. He's like a brother. Don't be paranoid. A brother. Now, brother was taking my wife to dinner on her birthday, while I stayed home with our daughter. So what did that make us? She's been rehearsing for weeks. The reply came almost instantly. You'll handle it. She'll understand. That's when something in my head clicked. The Bella I knew wouldn't have missed Chloe's recital if the office was on fire. This was our child, her first solo performance, and she chose workin' Daniel over it. I finished the day on autopilot, towed a couple of Hyundais from mall parking lots, jump-started a dead battery, but my mind kept circling back to that one message. When I got home around 5 p.m., Chloe was at the table doing math homework, legs swinging under the stool. Sweetheart, Mommy's swamped, but I'll be there clapping for both of us. Her shoulders slumped. I practiced for her, only for her. And that's when something inside me snapped. You can lie to me, but not to her. That was the line where exhaustion turns into something else entirely. I helped Chloe get ready, even tried braiding her hair. It was lopsided. She fixed it herself, but didn't laugh, just adjusted it quietly. Plastic chairs, bitter coffee smell, parents glued to their phones. I sat in the third row so Chloe could see me. When her class walked out, she scanned the room until she found me. I gave her a thumbs-uppy, proud, but her eyes still flickered past me to the empty seat beside me. The seat where her mom should have been. After the recital, as we packed up her things, Jimmy's wife, Chloe's teacher, approached us. Where's Bella? She never misses these. I forced a smile. Last-minute work, emergency. You know how it is. She nodded, but her eyes said she didn't buy it. Hell, I didn't buy it. Chloe fell asleep in the car on the way home, still in her recital dress, cheek smushed against the window. I carried her inside, tucked her in, and then she mumbled, half asleep, "Daddy, why does Uncle Daniel buy me ice cream when Mommy picks me up from school?" If Rose couldn't even breathe. But she was already asleep, and I stood in her doorway, heart hollow, head pounding. I wanted to text Bella, demand answers, but I knew she'd lie, like always, like breathing. Instead, I did something I'd never done before. I started paying attention. I barely slept that night. Every creak of the door, every car engine, I'd jump up, peer out the window, think, this is it. But she wasn't there. She didn't come home until 2 a.m., quiet, cautious, like a ghost. Guilty steps, guilty movements. And that's when I knew I was done being blind. By morning, I'd made a decision, one that would have seemed insane a week ago. I decided to follow her. After dropping Chloe at school, she asked again if Mommy would come to the next recital. I dodged the question. I skipped work calls and parked across from Bella's office. Morgan and Associates, a mid-sized accounting firm. I'd been there for corporate parties, picnics, even a New Year's thing once, but I'd never really looked at her coworkers. Today, I did. Around 10:30 a.m., Bella walked out, not alone. A tall, lean man in an expensive suit trailed her. Not one of us. Next to him, I suddenly felt like a grease-stained mechanic with dirty hands. This was Daniel Morgan. And what I saw next made me grip the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. He placed a hand on the small of her back. Not a fleeting touch, not friendly. The kind of gesture you don't make with just a colleague. And she didn't pull away. If anything, she leaned into it like it was natural. They got into his Cara, BMW, of course, and drove to a restaurant. I tailed them, keeping my distance. 5th Avenue, Bistro Romano. Through the window, I watched them order wine. Midday. A Wednesday. Bella, who always said drinking before 5 p.m. was unprofessional, now laughed, touched his arm across the table, gazed at him like no one else existed. Proof I wasn't paranoid. Proof my wife, the mother of my child, was living a double life where I didn't exist. When they left, he hugged her waist again. She pressed against him. I watched them return to the office, part ways in the parking garage, like nothing happened, like they were just coworkers, like they didn't have other lives. But I'd seen enough. Whatever game they were playing, I wasn't just an extra anymore. And for the first time in years, I felt like I had leverage. While Bella showered longer than usually, went through her purse. Like a detective, I found a receipt for lingerie. New. Definitely not for sleeping. I couldn't remember the last time she'd worn something like that for me. 5 years ago, maybe. And then a hotel keycard, tucked between credit cards. Pinneview Lodge. The same Friday, she'd claimed to be working late with a client named Griffin. My hands shook as I put everything back. When she stepped out in a towel, I was on the bed, pretending to scroll through my phone. "How was work?" I asked casually. "Stayed late," she said, brushing her hair. "Daniel and I," she didn't even hesitate, like he was family now. "Maybe we could grab lunch sometime." "Been a while," I said. She froze for half a second, barely noticeable. "Unless you were looking for it." "Oh, Greg, you know how busy we are. No time." But she'd made time for wine with Daniel Morgan on a Wednesday afternoon. Later that night, after she fell asleep, I called an old friend, Michael Turner, private investigator. We'd gone to school together, and he'd helped me before when clients skipped out on towing bills. A solid guy. "Mike, it's Greg. need a personal favor. Jesus. Greg, do you know what time it is? What's wrong? My wife's cheating. Silence. You sure? Sure enough to want the truth. How long? How deep does this go? It'll cost you. And once you know, there's no going back. I looked at Bella, asleep, serene. Meanwhile, I hadn't slept in 2 nights. I need to know, I said. I told Michael everything. His reply was short. Give me 3 days. I'll call Friday. 3 days to find out if my marriage was salvageable or if I needed to prepare for war. 3 days to decide. Keep playing the fool or fight back. He called Friday afternoon while I was hauling a Ford out of mud near the forest ravine. Michael. I'd waited all week for this call, but when it came, my stomach dropped. Greg, we need to meet. His voice was flat. Free tonight. Yeah. Bella's at book club. Another lie I'd stopped believing. We met at Vince's bar on the south side of Trucker Haunt with sticky tables and cheap vodka. Perfect for dirty secrets, he warned as I sat. You sure you want to hear this? No rewinds. I nodded silently, downed a whiskey. Talk. He slid a folder across the table. Photos spilled out. Bella and Daniel at outside hotels, in the park where Chloe and I once fed pigeons. Glossy paper, a slap in the face. For months, Michael tapped a picture. Asterisk started right after their August corporate trip. Meet 2 to 3 times weekly. Same hotels, Pinot Lodge, Voyager Motel, like clockwork. Like home didn't exist. What about Chloe? Michael sighed. Worst part, she sometimes tells her Daniel is just a work friend. He pushed another photo forward. Daniel pushing Chloe on a swing. Bella smiling beside them. A family, but not mine. How many times? My throat tightened. At least 6. Documented. I drank again. So she uses my kid as cover for hotel hookups. Michael nodded. And Daniel tells everyone at Pinot Lodge she's his girlfriend, not some fling, his girl. Photos blurred. For months of lies. One more thing. Michael leaned in. Daniel isn't just a coworker, he's the boss's nephew. Rumor is Bella's sleeping her way up. A gut punch. Not passion, not love. Trading family for a corner office. What'll you do? Michael asked. I gathered the photos. Ended. Saturday morning, I woke with ice in my veins. Not revenge calculation. If she wanted a new life, I'd deliver. Just not how she imagined. While Bella dressed for shopping, I dialed. Daniel Morgan answered on the second ring. Hello, Gregory Walker. Nice to hear. Thanks. Says you're a great team. Figured you'd join. Parties Saturday, 6 p.m. You in? I'll check my calendar. Try to make it. Great. Bring a date if you have one. Be nice to meet her. He coughed. Silence crackled through the phone. Next, I called Michael. Be at Pinot Lodge Saturday night. Later, while Chloe watched cartoons and Bella showered, I made the last call. To Timothy, my business lawyer. Tim, hi. Need to file for divorce. Greg, you nuts. What happened? Wife's cheating for months. Photos, receipts, witnesses. Bring everything Monday. We'll shred her. My fees waived. I want my daughter with this evidence. Sure, go ahead. Chloe and I would wait, but not really. Somewhere real. As her car vanished, I felt nothing but calm. No illusions, no questions, no lies. Next week, it'd all be over. Saturday, Judgment Day. By 5:30 p.m., guests arrive. Bella's sister Katie, neighbors, guys from my shop, people who knew us. Designer suit, pricey cologne. He sipped, eyes scanning exits. Smart, knew this wasn't a party. At 6:45, Bella burst in with grocery bags, just grabbing snacks. Then she saw the crowd. Oh my God, you guys. She hugged people, faked smiles. I had no idea. How'd you plan this? Then her eyes landed on Daniel. Daniel raised his bottle. Happy birthday, Bella. Too familiar, too wrong. Guests exchanged glances. At 7:30, I tapped a fork against glass. Toast time. I stood. To my amazing wife. To her dedication. Working late. Weekends with colleagues like Daniel. All for the company's success. Daniel paled. Bella stiffened. To honesty. Great party. Glad you like it. I stepped closer. Bella talks about you. Says you work so well together. Lunches, hotels. He froze. We're just want to see photos. I showed him one on my phone. Them smiling, holding hands. His beer bottle shattered on the floor. Everything okay? Katie called. Fine, I yelled back. Daniel is just nervous. I turned to him, voice low. Tell them yourself, or should I? I can't. I walked back. Everyone. Daniel has something to share about his work with Bella. Silence. Bella shrank, white as the tablecloth. Katie stared like she'd never seen her. Then I spoke. For months, they're sleeping together. Hotels, used our daughter as cover. And me, I made coffee. Fixed strangers' cars. No one moved. Katie stood. Bella, is this true? Bella stood, statue still, mouth open, no sound. Daniel bolted for the door, but Robert, our neighbor, blocked him. Sit, you started this, finish it. I faced Bella. These people came for you. They deserve to know who they're celebrating. Planning to leave me for a man you've known for months. She snapped raw, unfiltered. Yes, okay, it's true. I was confused. Confused. I laughed coldly. That's what cheating's called now. Lying, hiding hotel keys, using your child. Greg, I'm sorry. Don't tell me. Tell them. The people who cared when you were sick, who fixed our walls. Eyes wide, I spread photos across the table. Hotels, parks, hands, shoulders, kisses, your love story. Cheap motels, fake smiles, zero shame. He paled with each image. How? He choked. Pie. Bella wasn't subtle. I pointed to one, them kissing outside Pineview Lodge. Bella in a dress I'd never seen. My favorite, such a perfect couple, Bella sobbed. I felt hollow. So that's your fantasy. Victim, hero, free woman, reality lies. Every single day. I handed Daniel a second envelope. Asterisk, divorce papers. Congrats, you're officially home wrecker #1. Hope it was worth it. He took it like it burned. Greg, I swear I didn't know it was like this. Didn't know she was married. And remember, if I ever see you near Chloe again, we'll have a different conversation. He left, no words. Silence swallowed the house. Bella sat alone on the couch, defeated, empty. Balloons mocking her. What now? She whispered. I laid papers on the table. You pack. Apartments mine bought pre-marriage. Lawyer confirmed. Live with your mom. Katie, a rental. Don't care. She looked around like seeing a stranger's home. Maybe it was. Chloe, when? When do I see her? I leaned forward. Depends on you. Fight me in court. Supervised visits. Twice a month. Sign papers. Quietly. We'll talk. She cried. She's my daughter too. Should have thought of that before Daniel mattered more. I stood. You'll get the settlement tomorrow. Be out by week's end. Greg, please. Please is for extra shopping days. Too late now. She tried to speak. I turned away, stared out the window where Chloe rode her bike, where summer felt real. You lost everything. I said quietly. Not by mistake, by choice. Every day, choosing him, not us. She said nothing, just sat, disbelief in the ruins. No screams, no drama, just silence. 1 year later, same living room, different life. Even the air felt lighter. Chloe hummed over homework at the kitchen table. She'd surprised me handled it better than I'd feared. Kids bend, they heal. Bella saw her every other weekend now. Holidays, strict agreement. Court signed the papers fast with my evidence. No questions asked. Bella didn't fight. Probably knew good mom wasn't a courtroom act. I'd started seeing Sarah. Nothing serious, just calm laughter. The quiet I'd missed for years. She treated Chloe like a person, not a prop. Didn't push, just stayed. For the first time in forever, home didn't feel borrowed. Bella quit Morgan and Associates. Rumor said she worked at some small firm now. Lived in a 1-bedroom near her office. Alone, quiet, me. People said she'd closed off. Daniel transferred fast after that party. Word was he requested a branch in Albany. Small city. Long memories. His uncle, not forgiving, not forgetting. Me. I was learning to be happy again, from scratch. No fake family portraits. No swallowed rage. Learning to trust, not people, myself, my gut, my no. Dad, Sarah's coming for dinner tomorrow. Chloe yelled from the kitchen. If you want, I called back. I do, she's nice, listens when I talk. I smiled. My girl was learning the difference between have to and want to. And if she knew that at 8, maybe she'd never stand where her mother stood. The house was quiet now. Not the heavy quiet where every step's a landmine. Real quiet, where open doors aren't scary, where glances aren't traps, where phones stay untouched. I hadn't built a perfect home, a real one, where my daughter could grow unafraid. No, she's loved. No truth greater than convenience. No trust isn't a game. Not the life I'd planned. Better than the one forced on me, and that was enough. If you liked this story, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts below. Click the box on the left to hear the next story.